One of the biggest mistakes that brand new real estate investors make is they overcomplicate things. So what I'm going to do in this video is simply break down a method that will allow you to buy as much real estate, as many rental properties as you want without using a dime of your own money. I have bought $50 million worth of real estate without using any of my own money doing this method. I talk about it all the time, and I want to break it down to its simplest, most core, most logical process so that you can understand it and go implement it. You're probably overcomplicating things, and that's maybe why you're struggling a little bit. Let's break this BRRRRS method down to the very, very core so that you can learn to go buy real estate, go create wealth, go buy as many rental properties as you want without using a dime of your own money. And just so you know, I started at zero and slowly built up to 50 million, obviously stepping on the gas in between there. But a lot of people think, well, no one's going to do this, or no one's going to give me enough money to buy $50 million worth of real estate. Well, they didn't, me either. I had 20 banks tell me no. I got one bank to tell me yes, and we grew it from there. So I don't want any excuses that you don't have enough money or don't know where to start, because I'm going to solve all of that right now. All right, let's get rolling. So if you've heard somebody else talk about it and you've never heard me talk about it, you are going to learn something new. I teach it completely differently. And even if you've heard me talk about it, a good refresher never hurt anyone. The people that stick to the fundamentals and the basics are the people that win, whether you're talking business or sports or life. Basics win. Do the basics brilliantly and you'll create wealth. All right, there are two things you need before we get into the actual method. You need a distressed property, and you need a lending source, an initial lending source to buy that distressed property. That is all you need to get the BRRRRS process started. Now, you do need a distressed property because you need to buy at a discount. Remember, we're talking basics here, people. You need to be able to buy at a discount. And in today's market, and honestly, any real estate market, you're not going to find discounted properties unless they're distressed. That's the only way you're able to get that discount, if it's rent ready or move-in ready or in really good shape, a house that you see on Zillow maybe, or that a real estate agent that's bringing you retail property, a house that they bring you. That's not going to work in this method. That's a great way if you got an extra 20% down, cash sitting around to put down on a property and keep it as a rental that's already, rent ready, then that's great. But we're trying to do this with as little to none of our own money as possible. So you need to find a distressed property that you're able to buy at a discount to make this whole thing work. So distressed property, buy at a discount. The two main sources that I would use for that are real estate wholesalers. Wholesalers are people that go out and find properties. They do all the marketing, they do all the legwork, and they do all the negotiations. They find these distressed property sellers and these distressed properties, and they get them under contract for X, and then they mark them up X plus whatever they want to make, and then they bring them to you. And you don't have to buy them. It may not hit your criteria. It may not be a good deal, but regardless, they do all the work and you buy it at whatever price makes sense for you. And if you can't come to terms, move on to the next deal, move on to the next wholesaler. But they're a great way to get deal flow immediately tomorrow by starting to develop relationships with them. But of course, those things can take a little bit of time. You can meet wholesalers by going in person to your local real estate investing meetup group, by joining your local real estate investing Facebook groups. If you're in a medium-sized town to big town, there's going to be dozens and dozens of those Facebook groups, and probably at least a handful of in-person meetups. You can also find wholesalers by those little 2-foot by 3-foot bandit signs you see on the side of the road that say "We buy houses." Those are wholesalers. Take a picture of that, call them, text them, and get on their buyers list and start to get properties coming your way. The second place I'm going to tell you to look right now is real estate agents. Most real estate agents don't understand real estate investors, but the few that do can bring you deals, and you can get at the very, very ground floor. Wholesalers mark them up, and that's fine. Real estate agents don't mark them up. You get the exact price with no markup. The seller pays them through their commission. So those are the two places to look. You can find investor-friendly real estate agents similarly to where you can find investor-friendly wholesalers, meetup groups, Facebook groups, and online. And the second thing you need is an initial funding source, a short-term funding source. Now, let's get this out of the way. You can't go straight to banks. Banks will not lend you money on distressed property. So if you want to buy distressed property, which I just told you, you have to find a distressed property, you cannot go to banks. You're going to have to come up with different lending sources, short-term funding sources to purchase and fix up. And the two main ones are going to be hard money lenders and private money lenders. Hard money lenders are companies that are in business to lend you money. They are financial institutions and they are small businesses, so they do require some liquidity or a down payment, which you can get from your own cash, a line of credit on your house, or from the second source, which is a private money lender. Private money lenders are not institutions, they're not companies, they're individuals that will lend you money to invest in real estate because you have a relationship with them. Not going to go down a ton of rabbit holes here. I will send you some additional resources at the very end, another video for you to watch to learn more about this, but also in the description of this video, there are some resources that will help you with all of this that are free, including my hard money lending company that can pair together a few different programs and fund 100% of your purchase and your rehab, and in fact, fund your long-term deal, but we're not going to go there now. So in general, you need to focus on real estate agents, wholesalers to find distressed properties. There's a ton of other ways, but start there. You need to focus on relationships with hard money lenders and private money lenders to fund the properties. Again, a lot more options, but let's just focus on those two. Once you find those two, you will be into the BRRRRS method, which stands for buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and systemize. Let's go through each letter with a real life example so you can get a good feel for this. Let's start it off with, what did we just find? We found a distressed property, and we found, let's keep this one simple because we're saying foundational, a private money lender. Let me put some numbers to this so this makes sense for you. Okay, so let's say that you go to a wholesaler and they're able to shop you a property that you can purchase for $175,000. So you can buy a house, they shopped it to you at maybe $185,000 and you negotiate and you get it locked up under contract for $175,000. In running your numbers, you knew that the property needed, let's say, $55,000 in repairs. Now, in your repair column, make sure to include your rehab cost, your labor, your holding cost, and your money cost. So if you're borrowing money from a private lender, make sure to estimate how much interest you're gonna have to give them and include that in that number. Again, more resources in the description, but finish this video with me and I'll remind you to go there at the end. So combine these two numbers together. What does that carry the one? $230,000. So let's say you borrow $230,000 from a private money lender, and I promise you, it's not quite as complicated as it may seem. I even have some private money lender scripts that I will give you that will teach you how to talk to and how to raise money from private lenders. So private money lender writes you a check for $230,000. So you write a $175,000 check to the title company to buy the property in all cash. You own it all cash. The next thing you do over the next 3 or 4 months is write checks from your remaining $55,000 to contractors for supplies, for holding costs, to get the property fixed up and to get it rent ready. Now let's look at this. Now this house went from a sad house to a happy house because it is repaired and you didn't use any of your own money to buy it or rehab it. Now you do have $230,000 of your private lender's money in the deal. Hopefully they're friends, they're somebody you get to know, but they want their money back, plus interest. So the next step you do is you get the property rented. Before paying them back, you start to collect rent to make this a cash producing asset in order to get the long-term financing. You need to show that it is an income producing asset, an income producing property before you're able to get onto the next step. Now, cash flow is very important. You want to make sure you're cash flowing. Write this down if you're taking notes. You want to make sure you're cash flowing at least $200 to $300 a month net after all your expenses. And you figure that out by taking the projected rent. You should be able to find that out pretty easily by looking at comparable houses that are for rent. And you should be able to subtract all of your main expenses. We're talking your mortgage, again, should be known. If you're talking your real estate tax you have to pay at the end of every year, your insurance, your maintenance, your property management, and your vacancy. So take all those expenses out and make sure you're cash flowing a couple $100. That's been a little bit harder recently with prices going up and interest rates going up, hence your monthly payment is higher. However, you do have some options. You can rent out on a short-term basis. you can rent out a Airbnb or VRBO. This house could be that depending on the location. You'd be surprised at how many properties work as short-term rentals. Now, of course, there are saturated markets and not every market even allows for it, but just know it's an option. You usually get 5 times the net cash flow with a short-term rental over a long-term rental. Your next option is going to be a mid-term rental. This is a completely, well, not new. It's been around for a few years, but it's becoming a lot more popular. You rent out on a mid-term basis, 60, 90, 120-day leases. So you're renting out to traveling nurses or corporate leases or digital nomads. You're able to cash flow about 2 times net what you do on a long-term rental with this. And these tenant bases are great. They're traveling nurses. They're people that are in and out of the property. They're not partying there. They're not living there 24/7. So it is a really, really good tenant base and a really, really underutilized tenant base in my opinion. This pretty much works anywhere. Closer to hospitals is good for traveling nurses, but in general, you can midterm rent anywhere. There's no laws or rules or like regulations like there are on short-term rentals that would keep you from doing that. And then lastly, you have the long-term route, which is what you probably think of when you think of a rental property, a 12 or 24-month lease. To putting on Zillow or the MLS with an agent or even Section 8, those are all long-term rentals. So anyways, there's always a strategy to pivot and make it work in real estate, especially if you're following somebody that's been there, done that, and is actively doing it, which if you're not, please subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell so you get notified when more videos come out, and like this dang video at a very minimum. All right, so we got through the easy stuff now. Again, if you need to rewatch this, go ahead and do that. What we're doing next is the refinance step. This is when you start to play that fancy footwork, that shuffle of money to give everybody their money back. Do like a magic trick, basically, that's legal and a good thing that puts wealth in your pocket. So here's what you do. You go to a small local bank or a DSCR lender. Not gonna go into a DSCR lender, just know in the description, my company, FasterFreedom Capital, we will lend you money on the purchase, repair, and the DSCR 30-year mortgage. So what you do is you go to a small local bank. There are a lot of options out there. Just know you're not going to be able to use Bank of America or Commerce Bank, these big national banks. You will not be able to use them. You have to use these small local community banks or a DSCR lender that understands this method and understands 80% cash out refinances. So you bought the property, you fixed it up in 3 months, maybe 4 months, you got it rented right away, and boom, you take it to a DSCR lender, which quickly stands for debt service coverage ratio lender, or a small local bank, and they will send out a third-party appraiser, a non-biased and unbiased person to go value the current market property value. And this property appraised for $300,000. So an 80% loan on $300,000 is $240,000. So you take this $240,000 check and you transfer it and write it over to your private money lender. They gave you $230, you gave them $240, so they made $10K without lifting a finger except maybe writing a check depending on how they write the check. And now they are happy. And guess what? They're ready to do another loan because they gave their money, they got it back, they got a great interest rate, they diversified their investment portfolio, and boom, they're ready to give you another loan. So they're paid off, they are good. Now, you do owe the bank $240,000, but you collected that rent and you accounted for the mortgage expense in your cash flow formula that I showed you earlier. And boom, you take rent over the next 25, 30 years and you pay off that loan. And over time, that property goes up in value. Over time, the tenant pays the mortgage down, your net worth compounds, and you get tax-free cash flow. And that's the power of real estate. And if you want to do this at a high level, you will have to learn the systems and processes to do it. The difference between an amateur, somebody walking through Home Depot with a glazed look on their eyes as to what type of toilet to buy for their rental property, and somebody that orders it online and gets it delivered because they know exactly what they want, is systems. Systems and processes are different. And luckily for you, I give as much away as I can for free here on YouTube, but I do have a community mentorship that can teach you even more. It's completely optional. I give as much away, more than anyone else does on social media. But if you want your handhold, you want the systems, you want the processes, you want the paperwork, you want the documentation, you want a second set of eyes on your deal, just again, go to that description that I talked about earlier. In this YouTube video, there's gonna be some resources for funding. There's gonna be some other resources in there, as well as a free training that I don't collect your phone number or your email address on, by the by. It's legitimately free. You go to that training, you watch it, and then you can schedule a call with my team, learn about my mentorship, or you can move along and go to the next video and never have my team contact you because, again, we're not collecting your information. Everybody else, in order to get training, is going to ask you for certain information like your phone number, email address. I'm not doing that in this training. This training is legitimately my gift to you, and it's free. So go check out that description in about 30 seconds. Before you do that, again, make sure you're liking and subscribing. I'm a normal guy that's created a lot of wealth through real estate without using any of my own money, and I want to help you do the same thing because I think it's screwed up, the current financial situation that we are in. Very few people are going to be able to get ahead financially because of inflation and interest rates and cost of living, that we are past the point of no return, and the only out is understanding how to invest in real estate if you come from the middle class and are a normal financial person. This is the way out, and I would love to help you do that for free on social media here, obviously, and then inside my community if that would benefit you. Check out this video over here that talks about how to find private money lenders because that's a big part of this. Check out this video over here. Go to the description. See you on the next one.